Hello there, my name is Peter Thompson and I've been coaching this great game now for 45 years, and I've made some very keen observations by watching how the best golfers over the last 200-300 years have actually played golf. This DVD is about the basic swing shape. When I use the word shape, I try and define it as, imagine a motor car. All motor cars are basically the same shape. There's probably on our car park now 40-50 cars, maybe even more, and they all have the same basic shape. Four wheels, bodies, engines, interiors, headlamps, etc. One could argue that they are all different, which I guess they are, but they are all the same basic shape. Aeroplanes, just alongside my studio there's Bournemouth International Airport, and many planes fly in and out. We have the Red Arrows, we have jumbo jets, all sorts of planes, different shapes, different sizes, but all the same basic shape. In a golf swing, golfers are pretty standard in as much they have two legs, two arms, shoulders, feet, etc. Maybe different styles, different shapes in some respects, but basically we're all the same shape. So therefore a golf swing will be the same basic shape whatever the person's body shape is. I'll explain about the actual body shape. If you're a right-handed golfer, your left hand will go on top of the golf club, and then your right hand will slot down underneath your left hand. If you watch carefully, as this happens, the knees and the hips move a little bit to the left, just a few inches, and the head moves a little bit to the right. So your weight starts off in the center, hips and knees move to the left, head moves to the right, so your weight is still in the center as the right hand drops down onto the golf club. This gives your upper body a slight tilt. It's about 10 degrees, about a 10-degree tilt to the right, this way. And this tilt to the right will define the shape of the entire golf swing. I'm going to go to my computer screen now and show you some very good golfers, and then you better see exactly what I mean by the shape of a golf swing. I think we'll start off by showing you Justin Rose, and this is Justin in 1997 actually. Came for a lesson in my studio. And on the screen I've drawn a line. Remember we had the body tilting to the right slightly 10 degrees, or a 10-degree tilt to the right produces this line of 100 degrees. I will now swing just into the top of his backswing, and you will see his left knee, his left hip and his back is on that line. This was 13 years ago now. I'll now show you Justin's present swing. I think he's had different coaches over the years. So 13 years apart, and the same line goes on there, 10-degree tilt to the right because your right hand is below the left hand. So we'll just take him to the top of the backswing. And there are clearly things that are slightly different in the swing, but the overall shape is the same. His hip and his back is on that line. Picture on the left, I'll just move it across slightly. His hip and his back is still on the line. So 13 years on, he's doing not exactly the same thing, but is sticking to the same basic shape. I'll show you some very rare footage of Ben Hogan. a long time ago. I'll leave this line in because we can use that in a second. Ben Hogan won 9 major championships. He won 4 US Opens, 1 British Open, 1953, 2 PGAs, 2 Masters, and is acknowledged as one of the best golfers of all time. And this is very, very old footage, and I'm going to just pop the line in there, and as you can see, his hip and his back parallel to the line, on the line, same basic shape all the time. Worth looking at that one again, I think. So the body is tilted 10 degrees to the right, hence the line of 100 degrees, and at the top of the backswing his hip and his back is on that line. Let's go back to the 1920s. This is Walter Hagen. Walter Hagen actually won 11 major championships. He won 2 US Opens, 4 British Opens and 5 PGA championships. So back in the 1920s. These were the days when golf pros were not allowed in clubhouses. So the story goes that Walter Hagen would change his shoes in the car park in the back of his Rolls Royce. I think that's probably true. Top of the backswing, same shape. 10 degree tilt to the right, his hip and his back is nicely on the line. Get these old pictures and see where they're all wearing these hats and overcoats. Walter Hagen probably had a collar and tie on and waistcoat and still produces fantastically beautiful flowing golf swing. So there's Ben Hogan just in rows, Walter Hagen all staying on that basic swing shape, basic swing line. So as you saw, there's a little tilt to the right, which is very essential. You need to ensure you do this. You might feel as if you're falling over slightly, but your hips have gone to the left, your knees have gone to the left, and your head's gone a little bit to the right, so your weight will be absolutely perfectly centered. And there's a 10-degree tilt. Just there. It's about 10 degrees. And that's because this hand has to go down. Pretty essential. The right hand drops down onto the golf club. As it drops down, your right shoulder drops down, your right hip goes to the left, and your knees go to the left. So everything is nice and parallel to the target line and slightly tilted to your right. If you can do this at address and then turn round, keeping the same basic swing shape, that means all the peripheral bits, I call the peripheral bits the golf club and the hands and the arms, all the peripheral parts of you then have a pretty good chance of being in the right place. And if you can get yourself in a good hitting position, the top of the backswing, then moving down into the ball is going to be much easier. Not guaranteed, of course, but certainly much easier. So we turn to the right, maintain the angle, weight moves into the right leg. I'm now going to show you 2 more golf swings. One of them is Byron Nelson's, and Byron Nelson was a phenomenally good golfer, 1940s, 1950s. He was so good that in 1945 his average score, believe this or not, was 68.33 shots around. That's in 1945. He won 11 tournaments in succession, and he retired age 33. Stopped playing competitive golf at age 33. And in that fantastic year that he had, he also won 19 of the 30 tournaments. So see how he fares on this line. And there he is. Straight left arm, hip on the line, back on the line. Same basic shape. In the year 2000, I'll just move Byron's back into the middle. In the year 2000, Tiger Woods, it had to be Tiger Woods, didn't it? His average score for the year then was 67.79 shots for the whole year. So you're looking on the screen now at two of the best golfers who ever lived, and two people who've had the lowest ever stroke average in 1 year. And if you look carefully, there are very, very few, if any, major differences. Very, very few. Hip on the line, back on the line. By following this basic shape, they can both now start down. Picture on this, quite an old picture, so it's not very clear, but you can certainly see that the shoulder and the hip and the knee is moving together, because the top of the backswing, we'll go back again, they were in a position to do that. The whole point of this shape is that it allows you to start everything down to the ball together. So 55 years apart, doing the same thing. Very impressive. End of the swing, heads in the same place, very similar swings. I'm going to show you now two people that I teach. And we'll leave Tiger Woods line on there, and I'll show you somebody else that I teach. And we'll leave Byron Nelson's line on there. The man on the left went round the golf course in a gross 60, 12 under par in a pro competition, which he won by 6 shots. And we'll see if he's on the same line as Byron Nelson. I think you'll find that he will be. See how his right hand is below the left hand, so the shoulders are tilted, the right shoulder is below the left shoulder, knees a little bit to the left. That's where the angle comes from. That's where this 10-degree tilt to the right comes from. And he's on the same line. You'd be absolutely amazed how many people are. The young man on the right is the current 2010 Hampshire County champion, and he's exactly parallel to the line as well. If I just move the line slightly to the left, then you'll see that he's in the same place as Ben Hogan, Byron Nelson, and Mark on the left there. That means they can drive through the ball from a good backswing position, because nothing's going to stop them moving forward. You can see now the line goes through both of their left knees, the left hand is on the line, and their heads are also on the line, almost exactly the same. It's very difficult to separate good golfers from the fundamentals. If the fundamentals are there, then it's quite easy to produce good golf shots and hence good scores. Yeah, 2 great swings. Let's watch this one again. Yep, exactly on the line. The line is very, very important. So I'm just going to go through it again. And I've left the line on the screen now. So when we dress the ball, you can actually draw this line on a mirror. It works fantastically well. Draw the line on the mirror, then your left knee, the outside of your left knee is just on the line, and your head, left side of your head, is just on the line, and then you can just look in the mirror and just practice turning round so your hip and your back stay on the line. If you are very flexible, you may even, I can't do this, but if you are flexible you can keep your left knee on the line as well. The important thing is that your hip and your back stay on the line, and then it's quite a simple move just to move forward. If for whatever reason your hips go over this way, then you change the tilt, the 10-degree tilt to the right. It's now tilting to the left. So when you try and turn around now, you're going to have all sorts of problems, because your weight will be in the wrong place, the club will certainly be in the wrong place, and that makes the downswing quite tricky. From this angle, if I maintain the 100-degree line, then I can turn round, get my arms back quite easily. If I move sideways and completely spoil the 100-degree line, then my arms will probably go up too steep. I can't turn my hips round, so I'm going to lose distance and I'm going to lose direction. This way we have both. You've seen Byron Nelson, Ben Hogan, Tiger Woods, lots of brilliant golfers staying on the line, maintaining the same basic shape. Right hand goes down, right hip goes forward as the right shoulder goes down, head moves to the right, hips go to the left. That gives you the 10-degree tilt, and that means that as you turn round, everything will turn behind that line. Weight automatically goes into the right leg, allowing you to swing forward correctly. I'm going to show you one more swing now. And I've taught this person for quite a while. This is Eric, and a couple of weeks ago he played in a medal competition at Camford Magna Golf Club, that's in Dorset, very popular golf course, and he went round the course in 65 shots, playing a 6 handicap, net 59. That to me is a phenomenal score. My best ever score has been 66, which is pretty good, but I was playing off scratch, so that's a net 66. Eric shot a 65 gross, equal the course record, and that's the shape of his swing. It's very, very good. Hip on the line, back on the line, knee on the line. Maintain the shape, and the rest of it just follows on. Worth another look, this one. Yep, that's excellent. And then coming down is pretty simple. Well done, Eric. So that's the swing shape. Whilst we have 2 arms, 2 legs, maybe in thousands of years' time we might have 3 arms and 5 legs, I really don't know. If we do, and we're still playing golf, then the swing shape will probably change. As we are now, most human beings are pretty similar in shape, so the swing shape is going to remain constant. I hope you've learned something from this DVD. I hope you don't try and play golf as a total individual, because there are more things that good golfers do in common than things that they don't do. This is one of them, the swing shape. It works. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much.